Hi, Aries. Woo! Let's keep it together. I just had lunch with one of my really good Aries friends today, actually, so it's kind of the perfect time to sit with you all. And it was really funny because we've been talking for, just as always, we talk all the time, and she was saying how she's just taking things as they come, and it's totally against her nature, and she's like, what the hell? Okay, I'll try it. Like she's just decided this on her own. And honestly, that's been like the whole thing, right? Like that's part of the struggle is like your nature is to forge ahead, get things done, move into new territory, try things out, be alive and vibrant and bubbly and do all that stuff. And so, as Aries, a lot of times your challenge in life is this kind of like flowing and allowing. And what's really funny is you guys are so much fun. You're hilarious. I love you. You guys tend to take things really well and move forward in great strides, but I think sometimes you take things a little bit seriously, just a little bit, just a little seriously. You can get really seriously into the mission, right? And honestly, June is an interesting month for Aries. Right? We're in Gemini season, your house of communication, and then we head into Cancer season, your fourth house of like your internal space. It's fourth house energy is very homey and secretive and all of that. We have a new moon in Gemini in your third house on the 13th of June. So thinking about how you're communicating stuff is going to be huge. Thinking about what you want your immediate circle to look like, huge. We also have a full moon in Capricorn on the 28th of the month. That's, all about your 10th house of your identity in the world and how you're putting that forward. But what's really interesting here is that right before that full moon in Capricorn, we have your ruling planet Mars going retrograde in Aquarius, your 11th house. It's going to be a couple of months, that retrograde. But it's going to affect you pretty personally because it is your ruling planet and it connects with your natural way of being, which is this forward motion, pushing forward, striving for what's next, right? That's what you do. It's a big part of what you do. So you're going to be feeling that one. Now that's at the very end of June, so that'll be affecting July and August, but you're going to start to feel it. So those are the big things happening. We also have Venus entering Leo. This is a good one on the 13th of the month. Ooh, that's going to be fun. You guys, I'm going to be around my Aries on that day, I hope, because, Aries and Leo play very well together. I am a Leo, and you guys know how much I love your energy. You make me glow. You make me laugh. I just feel a certain way when I'm around Aries energy. So the Venus in Leo is going to be fantastic for you. Fifth house, creativity, heart chakra, all the good stuff. Okay, so I just want to leave it at that because you guys, with you, I have a lot of high energy actually. A lot of high energy, a lot of like anxiousness, nervousness, movement going on. And I'm and I think it's because I'm like even losing my words here as I'm trying to talk to you. Woo! Okay, the energy is just so interesting working on the June readings. I've been surprised by June with every single sign. You guys are no exception as I'm getting into your energy. I had this whole note about like laughing and flowing. Those are the two words that came to mind for you this month. And I'm pulling these cards. I'm going to do 8 cards this month. I think you're going to do fine with the laughing and flowing. I think you're going to do fine. But let's see what's coming out here. Oh my gosh, you guys, what is going on? I know you can't see these cards. I'm about to show these to you. I'm going to do 8 cards. 4 cards that are the big process going on underneath the surface, and 4 cards that are much more about the externalized, realized vision of them. And then I'm going to use my Cosmic Tarot to pull a final outcome, overarching message card to take with you for the month as a whole. You guys have some intense energy, and I don't know if it's the fact that, you do have your ruling planet going retrograde, or if it's just there are some interesting things going on. We have some new placements. There's some fragility in June in general. Everybody's fragile. I'll tell you right now, everybody, for the most part, is really fragile in June. Like, it's really fun energy and lighthearted energy and flirtatious energy, and yet what's going on is everybody's really assessing. We're in the middle of the year, and if you're in the southern hemisphere, obviously in the middle of winter, and you're in the northern hemisphere, beginning of winter, and in the northern hemisphere, we're having the beginning of summer, and it's always a reassessment time. Those equinox points, or the solstice points, are really tender. They invite reevaluation. So I'm going to show you what we have. Take a deep breath. I'm feeling nervous and butterflies and everything looking at this myself. So we have the Three of Swords, the Page of Wands, the Four of Swords, the Nine of Wands. Yeah. Yeah. But don't let this get you discouraged, Aries. I don't want to freak you guys out. I think you're doing fine. I mean, that's why I'm laughing, because it's almost like whatever this is that's nagging at you, it's not that serious. It's just something that you're assessing, right? Because when I see this Three of Swords, right, a lot of times this is the way we've kind of sabotaged ourselves, or said we couldn't have something, or made ourselves nervous, or distrusted ourselves or others, right? That's a lot of the times why this card comes up. And it may come out that it's kind of funny that that's what's playing, because what I'm seeing here is this Page of Wands, which I think you guys really connect with this energy, another fire energy maybe, but somebody who comes in and is giving you some information. I feel like you felt like you had it figured out here, right? You get some information and then you get thrown into reassessment time. So these four cards, like I said, are the kind of the more energetic cycle going on behind the scenes, and not so much about what's going on in the practical day-to-day, but much more what's going on in the soul level, the vibrational level. So even though I'm saying, oh, there's a person giving you information, it's almost like you weren't clear, you were foggy, you were nervous about something. You get some kind of insight here, right? You get that flame coming back in, which, thank goodness, some energy is going into the fire sign of Leo in June, because the fire element has been lacking sorely since Aries season. We need it back. All the fire family needs it. You guys do, absolutely. Page of Wands here represents a little bit of that flicker, that burn coming back in a good way. But in that truth moment of something clicking into place, you are being asked to reassess, right? The warrior is asked to put down his shield and just take a breath, right? These two cards are actually really nice. They're softer energy. They're gentler energy. They don't ask for big action. In fact, what the Four of Swords and the Nine of Wands wants from you is to take a break. Put it down. Put down the shield. Put down the armor. Put down the weapon. Right? Once again, not your nature. You guys are doers, achievers, seekers, explorers. It's part of your thing, you know? And to be asked to do this side of the thing, I mean, isn't particularly enthralling to you. But here's the thing, what's going on here. This is your superpower in June. The reality is that there's something going very well here for you, but you're not totally willing to trust it, so you're getting a little bit in your own head about it. You know, I don't know. That's coming out. So, yeah, this project right here, this process right here is helping you to trust other people a little bit more, trust the situation a little bit more, trust the outcome a little bit more, and be a lot more receptive to what it is. The other thing I get with whatever this is that's coming in your way coming in and infusing your life with this next adventure. It's something that looks a little different than what you've expected, and you don't totally trust it because it does look different, and you're a little nervous to go there with it. That's why we're having some of this assessment energy, right? Sometimes really good things will make you nervous. It's normally a good sign, right? You guys know that. I don't have to tell you that. You guys love to jump into things that make you a little bit nervous, but sometimes you're very protective of your soul. You're very protective of your hearts. You don't want to get hurt. And if something's really close to your heart, or really something dear to you, whether it's a project or a partnership or a close friendship, it does make you genuinely nervous to the point where you would rather sabotage it than slow down and be like, maybe this is good. Maybe this is good. Right? Now let's look at the top cards, because you guys are like wild horses this month. I swear. It's like you do not want to be domesticated. You do not want to be told what to do. And you are just not quite ready to completely relax into this, which is okay. But you're going to be kind of asked to relax into it. I'll show you what we're talking about. 4 of Pentacles, 3 of Cups, 5 of Cups, 8 of Swords. I mean, what is going on, Aries? What is going on, you guys? Oh my gosh. Okay. We're going to take this in stride, piece by piece. It's all going to be fine. Nothing that scary. These 4 cards, like I said, are a little bit more of the practical side, a little bit more of maybe like the live day to day. So what we have here is, maybe some nerves about finance. Maybe you feel like you need to like slow down and pull back a little bit. A lot of times this is an extension of how we're feeling about our own value and where we have limitations and where we feel we can't make it past a certain point, right? A lot of times this will be an energetic thing about money or a worry about money. So that may be coming up. Maybe you're feeling nervous about taking a risk when it comes to money, finances, or your home life. Like I said, Cancer season's interesting for Aries energy. It's water energy. It's about your home environment and the things surrounding you. So something to keep in mind. But it's another assessment card. It's the second 4 we've had in a row, or not in a row, but in this reading. So we're having a lot of assessment, Aries. And normally if we have a lot of assessment, it means there is high action coming at you, and there's a lot of conversations and there's a lot of questions being asked. That's why you get actually sometimes the kind of opposite cards of almost what's really going on. These are like the reactionary cards, the slowdown. Making sure it feels right, making sure it feels good, right? But on the other hand, you have some emotional journey going on here. I know some of you are going to look at this and think, oh, there's a third party and I'm heartbroken. I don't know. I think you, Aries, you are, the way I know of you guys is this. You are so good at putting on the face of fun. You're so fun and funny and caring and vivacious. But yet you can have this other layer, the 5 of Cups layer, of like grieving a loss, grieving the loss of an identity, grieving something that is stressing you out underneath the surface. I almost just feel like there's this stress under the surface. Things are moving, you're having success, you're having open doors, and you're feeling some kind of grief. And I think there's space for both. I think there's space for both joy and celebration and grief. 5 of Cups doesn't have to be some terribly grievous moment. It can just be, a lot of times when I see the 5 of Cups, it's really kind of taking a moment to realize you are no longer who you were. And then to pick up these other 2 cups, right? And join the party back over here again. So I just feel like there's a duality going on here. There's a little bit of mixed vibrations going on there, which is okay. The one thing I would say though, we have this last card, 8 of Swords, and then of course I'll pull a final overarching card, but 8 of Swords is that blindness, mental blindness card. It can come in when you get very wrapped up in your head and you start taking things very seriously, right? Let it flow. Let these moods come and go and pay attention to what's coming up. You may find you are interacting with people who trigger some of these worries, who trigger some of these feelings of self-doubt. You're going to want to just notice that. Notice what's working for you. Notice where you are having those worries. Like I said, I feel like good things are around you and it's making you nervous, and it's actually taking you back to some really dark spots in your life. And a lot of times that happens right before a big revolution and what's coming next. You know, you check in with all your tender points, right? You check in with where you feel like you're lacking finances. You check in with where you have a sore point in your heart, where you feel like a warrior with your armor on and that you can hide behind the armor. Where you get lost in mental loops, right? Like all of these things can show up. So a lot of times when we're presented with a new doorway to walk through, a new opportunity, a new relationship, these things will get triggered. And the Eight of Swords is kind of that representation of that last check-in before you decide. You don't want to stay there, right? You don't want to stay in the past. You don't want to stay locked with eyes on the past. You want to pivot forward. So it's a pivotal month. It's a pivotal month. It just is. That is what it's about. 9 of Pentacles came up. So I like this. This is a reassurance as your final card. We have all this mental, this big mental world going on with you, Aries. All your depths are being plumbed. We are going there. But it seems to me like you're accounted for. The good things are there. They're with you. It's all really positive for you, right? 9 of Pentacles is about being counted for, feeling that you have everything you need. You're in a tranquil environment. You are cared for. You are loved. You have enough. You have enough. You have enough to survive as far as your smarts and your money and your finances. I think by the end of the month, you're going to feel solid. The 9 of Pentacles kind of says that. You're going to feel solid, but you are going through these different layers of yourself this month. I think, Aries, you are confident, beautiful, driven, fiery people. Your energy is so intoxicating to me. I love it. But you do have your shadow side, as everybody does. And your shadow side is it's also a real, just as much as your powerful, externalized, strong side that's all about pushing forward is powerful, your shadow side's also powerful. And sometimes it just wants to be heard. It just wants a moment to say, hey, I'm a little nervous about jumping into this new lush territory. It's a little bit foreign to me. I don't want to trust it, right? And that's what I'm seeing here. It's like you don't want to trust it 100%. So you're just going to want to check in with yourself, Aries. I am blown away by this reading. I did not expect this reading to turn out the way that it did. Actually, I came in thinking, Aries, and I felt jittery when I started talking to you guys, and now I'm kind of understanding, okay, this is why there are some tender spots you guys have under your trepidatious spirit. So I would love to work with you guys. I will leave my Instagram at the SARAHTAROT. Check me out there. I will leave my website, my email in the description box. I'd love to work with you. I do Skype and video readings, phone readings, so get in touch with me and we can talk about some of this stuff coming up, my lovelies. I'm also sitting here with Jill Sand's artwork. We have a couple of her beautiful pieces, including this gorgeous Gemini piece, which she's working on the whole series, Zodiac series. So that's going to be gorgeous. I'm going to leave her Instagram and her website below. Connect with her. She's just amazing. Also, of course, PinkLune. I'm wearing these gorgeous stalactites. I can't get enough. And my amethyst, 15% off at her store. Also, I will leave all that info in the description box. You guys, I love you. I really love you. And I even love this part of you that is so tender. It is beautiful stuff. So I love when you share that stuff with me. It is just gorgeous and meaningful, and I'm sending you all the best in June. It's all going to be good. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's a weird reading because it's an emotional journey you're going through, but the external world is like, here, but it's okay. So kind of keep in mind that there's that dualism going on, and that it will shift around. You can just give it a couple of weeks, and I think you'll see the bigger picture again. It's okay. All right. I love you all so much. I will see you in July.